Hey, Jeannie here with Rooted in Love Urban Homestead. Thanks for watching. If you hit the subscribe button, that would be great. That really helps us out. So today we're going to talk about calendula, and we're going to make a calendula toner, which is great for your face. It helps keep your face smooth. It also helps with if you're having any pimples or if you have acne. It will clear it up. It is a wonderful. Calendula is called the Heal All herb. It is wonderful as an antiseptic. It is an astringent. It's anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, and in fact, you can use calendula to clean wounds as long as the wounds are not infected or oozing, because you wouldn't want to seal up that infection. So if it's a fresh wound, if it's a cut, if it's a burn, a scrape, that is wonderful to put calendula on to aid with healing. So let's get started making our calendula toner. So the first thing you need to do is you need to make calendula oil. And I have already done that, and I'll kind of walk you through that process just so you know how to do that. You can also, if you prefer, you can buy it from somebody else who's already made it. But I made this and it's been sitting in my cabinet actually for months now. But let me show you how to make it. So here is the calendula oil that I made, and it's been sitting for several months just because I haven't gotten around to doing anything with it yet. But you only have to let it sit for about 4 weeks to make an oil. And so you can use fresh, but I use the dried calendula. It's the flowers that you want to use, and I get my dried herbs from Mountain Rose Herbs, and I have a link in the description so you can order those if you would like. They're a wonderful product and they're a great company. So in order to make the oil, you take a jar and you fill it about 3/4 away full with dry herbs. Now I have not made it with fresh, so I can't speak to that, but I know you could make it with fresh. I would imagine you would probably fill it all the way to the top with the fresh herbs, because dried is more concentrated. But like I said, I made it with the dried. So you fill the jar up 3/4 away full with the dried herbs, and then you use an oil of your choice. I chose sunflower seed oil because it's very good for your face. It doesn't clog pores, and so that's what I used. And you take that and you pour it to the top of the jar. You want to make sure that all your plant material is completely covered and there's quite a bit on top of the oil. Then you seal it up, you shake it up, and you place it in a dark place for 4 weeks. Like I said, mine's longer because I just haven't gotten around to doing anything with it, but at least 4 weeks in a dark place. And also, if you can remember to shake it every day, that's great. But certainly shake it when you remember it. It just keeps everything being incorporated in the oil. Once you make the oil, you also want to write on the top, I use just a piece of masking tape, what the herb is and what you've done to it. So I put calendula, sunflower seed oil, and I put the date that I made it. That way you can just know when about the 4 weeks is up. You don't have to keep that in your head. If you're like me, you have a lot of things going on, you may not remember when you made this oil. Okay, to make the calendula toner using the oil that we have made, you'll need a few things. You'll need some dropper bottles. This is a 4 ounce and this is a 2 ounce. I'm going to use the 4 ounce to put my oil in, and then I'm going to use the 2 ounce to make the toner in, because I will have more oil than I'm going to need to use for the toner. You want to get witch hazel, and the purest you can find. You can make your own witch hazel extract, tincture, but I've just purchased this. And then you need a way to strain your calendula oil. I don't happen to have any cheesecloth with me, I've used my last bit of cheesecloth, so I'm just going to use a metal strainer. You can use a cheesecloth. With the metal strainer, I'm going to have to really press the cheesecloth. You can just squeeze it out, but I'll just press it with some paper towels and a spoon. So you want to undo the oil you've made. It's been sitting a while. You may have to lift it up like that. You hear the pop. And then you want to pour everything into the strainer. And get out as much as you can. Then I'm going to take a spoon and I'm just going to push, because I want to get every bit of that oil out of that plant matter that I can. And I'm just pressing down and hopefully just extracting a few more drops, a few more precious drops. And I see it's still dripping. Oh, that's a big stream. When I press like that, just move it around so you're making sure you're pressing as much as you can out. Because you've let that sit. You have time investment in this, and so you want to make sure that you get every drop that you can of that oil out of the plant matter. All right, so when you feel like you've done the best you can, you just want to set that aside. I'm going to compost that later. So out of that, I've got about 2/3 a cup of oil. All right, so let's make our Calendula toner. You want to use 1/3 cup of the witch hazel. So I'm going to pour it into my glass measuring jar and measure 1/3 cup. And then you want 2 tablespoons of calendula oil. And I would say 2 good tablespoons. 1, 2. And I would mix that up a little bit, because you can always shake it once it's in the dropper bottle. And it looks like I should have right at about 4 ounces. So I'm going to change and use my 4-ounce dropper bottle for the toner. And there you have it. Just shake it up. And you have your toner. Now to use it, you would take a cotton, like cosmetic pad, and put 5 to 6 drops of your toner onto the cosmetic pad. And I would make sure you shake it up before you use it each time. And then you place it, like if you have a pimple or an acne, you would wash your face first and get your face nice and clean, and then you would take the cotton pad with the calendula toner on it and then just rub it onto the affected areas. And you can repeat that twice a day until the area is cleared up. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and watching this little video about how to make calendula toner. I hope this is helpful. Feel free to leave any questions you might have or any comments in the comment section. I have linked all of the products that I use to make this in the description below. So if you don't have these products at home and are looking to make this calendula toner, then feel free to click on the link and that'll take you to some suggestions for products. May all you do be rooted in love. Until next time.